My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. You know what? We will move a character over. Slay the Spire modded, by the way. We're doing A15 on all of the base characters. I know we didn't technically win with a silent, but good lord, it was a good run. Probably worth. Alright. Let's have a wee bit of a look at this. Not super well, actually quite likely to be able to snipe out at least one elite with the Nia's Lament. But choosing a rare card to obtain? Ooh. I don't know. We could go for Hyper Beam. It'll make the first floor really easy. Sure. Let's go for it. And I'll start over here so that I have an upgrade before I go to my first elite. Or I could go for 4 elites. Actually, let's go for the 4 elites. Specifically with the Hyper Beam in the build. That shouldn't be too difficult for us to get. Obviously, none of those really make sense. I guess Hyper Beam, sure, we can take a go for the ice. Because Hyper Beam is obviously most of my energy over the course of a turn. Shield Strike. Easy kill. Claw, Empty Beam, Rebound. At the end of your turn, exhaust all common cards in your hand and gain 4 block for each. So these aren't common, these are basics. This is a common. It's the only common card in my entire deck so far. So I don't know if I want to get, you know, Empty Bin and then Hello World and try and stack both of those. Seems like maybe here instead I just take Rebound. Upgrade or lose a strike. I'll lose the strike. Actually, I do want to thin down the deck a little here. Obtain a bland fruit, become cursed clumsy. You wander through a former nature trail, only now populated by weeds, but a familiar bush stands in front of you. You've heard about this from somewhere, but you can't quite remember where. This bland bush yields a tasteless produce, but it can be infused with alchemy. You never expected to survive the Spire Blight. Might as well help yourself, but what would you do with it? I've had Dream Fruit before. I've never had Swift Sun or Ice Fruit, so let's go for Swift. So this is just going to be a removal on the Clumsy then. A lot of those are orb focused and obviously are builders. Let's say not orb focused, I think would be fair to say. If I can rebound the Hyper Beam in the next turn, which isn't unlikely. Hey. Hyper Beam next turn for the kill. The Courier, the merchant, restocks cards, relics, and potions, and all prices decreased by 20%. Lock and Load. This is from Jedi Mod. Applies 2 lock on and channels 2 lightning. Upgrades to 3 and 3. Ooh. That's like a really good companion piece to a... Obviously, none of those really fit our build, though. That's obviously a really good companion piece to a card that I cannot remember the name of. Electrodynamics. There we go. I found it eventually. I knew it was in there. The Streamline, sure. Well, I say another Streamline. It is my first. Pretty good opening turn. Follow up with the kill the next turn? Hell yes. No damage. Gremlin Knob. Emotion Chip. If you lost HP during your previous turn, trigger the passive ability of all of your orbs at the start of the next turn. Obviously unlikely to affect us. Can only be played if you have 4 or less orb slots from Strawberry Spire. The Compressor, gain 1 orb slot, upgrades to 5. Okay, so a 0 cost gain an orb slot. That's interesting. You can use that in a 0 cost build. Obviously, that's the immediate thing that comes to mind. But furthermore than that, it is another way to gain orb slots, which is sorely lacking in the base game. Search engine, choose a card. Put 3 random cards of the same cost from your draw pile into your hand. Well, I'd only want to do that with 2 cost cards. and obviously I wouldn't be able to play all of them. So it's probably a hard pass here. Wax Seal. Relics in shops cost 20% less. Right-click at a shop to activate. Borrow 100 gold. Add a curse to your deck until you pay it back. Sure, totally fine with that. Oh... Dope. We're going to kill that frontliner with our first draw of the Hyper Beam. It'd be nice to be able to kill you as well, but seems those aren't in the cards. Nice. Shiny Bauble. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 1 Ritual, which is gaining a strength every single turn. Disconnect. Deal 5 damage and apply 1 weak to all enemies. Upgrades to... Okay, I was hoping it would upgrade to 2 weak. I don't know about that. Shad Library. Gain all powers an enemy has. Only applies to powers you can have. That can just suddenly be ridiculous, which obviously I'm looking for here. Alright, we should infuse. Now we've got the Swift Seed. Oh, okay. Start each combo with 2 decks. Nice. Totally worth there. I'll just buy the 1 potion. Get a Swift potion. I probably can't have Thievery, so Shared Library there likely wouldn't have done anything for me. Goodbye, Looter. Hello. Neon Flight. Gain 1 block and draw 1 card for each unique orb you have. From Strawberry Spire. So a maximum of 24 for 1, but likely 12 for 1 as well as draw 2. That's really good. It's quite powerful. We'll be taking none of them though. Obviously we're not doing an orb build. Yeah, I can't really have any of these. Okay, we'll go for the draw. Yeah, because in particular, if we drew Hyper Beam, now we have the ability to kill next turn. Saves us a bunch of HP. So we did manage to kill 4 elites on the first floor just off the back of having an early Hyper Beam there. At future card reward screens, you will no longer be offered cards you have previously skipped. I will take a charge battery. It's actually pretty important that I rest here. We're not going to be able to take out this combat in the same way. Our HP dwindles quite quickly. Do I want access to mode shift? No. Obviously, that should have been in the opposite order. I didn't want to have that back atop my deck. Yeah, I can't have any of the powers this enemy has, so fair enough. I think I'll go for dual cast. I can't really attack here. Should have done the strike first. Ugh. A lot of ordering mishaps here. Thank heck we have the 1 ritual here, otherwise we would have way more difficulty in this combat. Come on, and not really as much defense as I was hoping for, but that's okay. Come on, full defense. That's not full defense. So I can defend, rebound, strike, go for the eyes, and kill. Okay. We live on exactly 1. Whew. All right. Mirror Shield, channel 1 Frost and 1 Crystal. Gain 5 Reflection. No, obviously, we're not doing that. Add 2 upgraded burns into your hand on playing this. At the start of your turn, channel 2 random orbs. That is absurdly powerful. Whew. Not for this build, though, because we're using the Hyper Beam. Still. All for One also really doesn't have a place in this build, so we'll take none of those. Prosthetics. Upon pickup, lose 35 max HP. When receiving a debuff, negate it. If the source was a monster, apply it to that monster instead. There's also Snecko Heart. Start each combat confused. Confusion can never increase the cost of a card by more than 1. First card you draw each turn always costs 0, considering 2 cost, 2 cost, 2 cost. We could do that. There's also Kintsugi, which is the Raps Bowl. That is... remove 5 cards from your deck, choose 2 cards to obtain. Attempting to remove curses with the first option transforms them instead. I think we will go with the Snecko Heart here. That'll now give us the ability to take things like Sunder and Meteor Strike, which aren't affected by the focus loss that we are going to be suffering over the course of these fights, rather. I can full defend this turn. I should just full defend this turn, right? There's no reason not to. Shared library, hell yeah. I'll gain 14 metallicize. Don't mind if I do. That 14 metallicize actually now means we are safe against the incoming attack already. Start out with a streamline. It definitely has to just be defend, go for the eyes. Like, none of this is actually going to help us, but it's okay. Beautiful. This will now actually enable me to start hitting the plated armor of the enemy. All right. It's time to go off. There's Hyper Beam number 1. And Hyper Beam number 2 for the kill. Beautiful. Rebound also puts a card atop my deck, which guarantees that... Ooh, do I take a Beam Cell here? No. But putting the card atop my deck guarantees that the Snecko Heart will reduce its cost. I'm going to go for the experiments. Thank you. So the experiment has left us with the Bottled Heart. Upon pickup, this relic gains charges equal to max HP, and your max HP is reduced to 1. Start each combat with temporary HP equal to this relic's charges. Any changes to max HP will affect the Bottled Heart instead. To take 3 apparition and lose, what, 16 temporary HP per fight seems a bad idea to me. Raider's Mask. At the end of your turn, if a Dark Orb has more stored damage than the HP of a lowest health enemy, it is evoked. Okay, that can be positive and negative, I guess. There's the Shrink Ray, obviously. Non-boss enemies have 10% less HP. That's quite good for us. So is the Bag of Marbles, so we're probably going to be taking each of those. Let's have a look at these other ones. Thel costs 1 less energy for each unspent energy at the end of your turn. What? Okay, so you don't spend your energy 4 different times over the course of combat, or rather 4 different times for 1 each over the course of combat. You can then play this, and then it will increase its cost back to 4. Okay. Because it's not just tracking that while it's in your hand. It's tracking that overall. Cool. Burst Dark. Deal 6 damage. At the end of your turn, increase damage of this card by your focus. Upgrades to retain, I'm guessing? No, just upgrades to cost 1. So it must have that same effect work while it's not in your hand, otherwise it's worthless, right? Okay. Interesting. There's also the Breeder Core. Gain 1 vulnerable. Next turn, channel 2x random orbs. 2x plus 2 on the upgrade. I mean, I could just take the ultimate defense, which is really good. 1 artifact, 1 dex, 5 plated armor, 5 shielding. Obviously, it gets its cost randomized by the Snecko Heart as well. No, I kind of want to go offensive. I could actually now use the wax seal in order to take the ultimate defense. That's not a bad idea, actually. There we go. A shot that I can't get anything from. Is there anything I care about? Ooh. Scales with focus instead of strength and is affected by electrodynamics, and focus scales 2 times with focus instead of strength. You very rarely get that much focus. Since it's affected by electrodynamics, like as soon as you have an electrodynamics, this is a viable thing to pick up. Is it? Actually, would you ever take this over just ball lightning? I don't know. I'll have to have a look at those later. There's also adapter, discard a card if you discard a skill, channel 2 frost, otherwise discard channel 2 lightning. And to upgrade, choose. Oh! I should really be doing an orb build, but we already committed in one way. Boomerang, place the first attack card you play each turn on top of your draw pile. Can I, like, wax seal twice in order to get the boomerang? Thrice, in fact. I totally can. Hell yeah. There's also the Sphere of Dissonance. At the start of each combat, apply 3 vulnerable to a random enemy. You know what? I'm gonna take that too. That Gremlin Horn would be really powerful as well. I'm wax sealing it up. Let's go. So now what? I've got a bunch of IOUs in my deck. Okay. Streamline. Now we're dead. We only drew 1 IOU, by the way, so we were dead in this fight regardless. It looks like, at least. Obviously, I was looking for the draw on Hyper Beam as soon as possible. But we did get really, really, really poor random costs here from our Snecko. That's okay, though. I expected that those IOUs might have eventually killed me, but I did want to see if I could do it multiple times, and a lot of the time it was offering me something that was really important. But this gives me the ability to do the orb build that I was lamenting my inability to have. Let's get that money, get that cheddar, get that bread, get that lettuce, get that green, get that cheese, make a sandwich. All right. Early shop at least. And here I thought I was going to need to defend. Bah. Blaster Worm. Enemy loses 3 strength. Apply 2 weak. Enemy loses 3 strength. It's quite powerful. Let's have a look. Who's our boss this floor? 3 strength off of that. Okay, that's kind of considerable. It's going to be really bad for the fights up until then, though. I'll take a self-repair. Prismatic Shard. With this many mods installed, Prismatic Shard gets real nutty. Like, you're incapable of drafting a consistent build with a result, as a direct result of having it. Do I take it? Yep, let's get nutty. Let's get nutty. So we also picked up the Quantum Physics Tech book. You may now select rooms connected to a randomly chosen room on the same level starting from the next floor. What? I'm not certain I understand what that means. You may now also select rooms connected to a randomly chosen room on the same level starting from the next floor. You may now also select rooms connected to a randomly chosen room on the same level from the next floor. Maybe it just means the next floor has one floor that you can kind of move across broadly. We'll see it possibly in action next floor, if that's what I think it is. Okay. None of those probably make sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can just... Rooms connected to a randomly chosen room on the same level from the next floor. Okay, so I can also move to rooms connected from here, is what it's telling me. Nice. Old Nail is dope as hell. Convergence. Reset your health, deck, gold, and relics to as they were at the start of the act. Generate a new version of the current act and start from the beginning. Lose 20 max HP. I will never use, and I will never lose, not to you nor to fate. That is my choice. So you reset your health, deck, and gold and relics to as they were at the start of the act. Okay, so it's just a revert. Generate a new version of the current act and start from the beginning. Lose 20 max HP. So is it, are you re-rolling the act effectively? I don't think so. I do want to remove this regret from the deck though. You know, I'm going to take that static discharge just because I feel like it's probably going to be essential. Oh, it chose this room, so I can go to that instead. Cool, okay. I understand the quantum physics now. I finally understand quantum physics. One of these days I knew it'd happen. I've taken some physics lessons, but we never really got so far. Okay. So my goal here effectively is just defend as best I can, have up my static discharge, and wait. That's as best as I can defend, apparently. Okay. Hell of a lot of damage here. And got him down. Hell yes. So definitely did need the static discharge. Cunning Disguise. Upon pickup, choose another character. On future card reward screens, you have one additional character to choose from, and it will be from that character. What? Alright. Well... I don't know. Who has, like, on average, the highest value cards? I'm thinking it's probably Glutton. Okay, Top Hat. If your hand is full when drawing a card, draw the next card. Draw the extra card next turn instead. Not super into that. Lucky Rock. Each time you play an attack, you have a 5% chance to gain critical. Dope. So I can hop over and go for another elite here, who will almost certainly kill me. Come on. Nope. Got screwed by another 25% chance. I was thinking, we're already doing so poor. Wow. Lame. We're already doing so poorly here, and this prismatic shard thing is not going to live for long, so I wanted to see if I could save some HP on that turn. None of that really makes sense for us. Just gonna... because you can't build a cohesive strategy, I just don't know what to do with Ice Fruit. Damn. Alright, infuse and get my Ice Fruit. At the start of your first turn, all enemies lose. Sorry. Start of our first 3 turns, all enemies lose 1 strength. Hell yeah, drop those strength. Oh, we're dead. Are we? Draw? Oh, we're almost dead. Hell yeah, that's better than are dead. We're definitely not living for long regardless, though. Alright. Draft Punk. Exhaust 2 random cards in your hand, add 2 random cards. If you've lost 3 HP, this... No. See, they're all based around synergies with those characters set up, right? It's really not going to make sense to win here. I don't think it's going to happen. Alright, cool. Oh, beautiful. So we can't actually get any more light, and now we are dead. Yep. I knew that was definitely going to happen. We couldn't get any more lightning from the static discharge, and it was basically our only offensive ability. Alright, it's time to speedrun it. We're over 20 minutes. It's speedrun time. Random rare relic. Cool. Oh, hell yeah. At the end of your turn, you may exhaust the card in your hand. Glowing rock. Hell yes. Love that. Good, 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 good. Okay, I'm going to try and go for a 4 elite path as well. I'm going to burn out those defends. Just because at this point, it's really important that I just draw as many strikes as possible. So, confirming a card at the end of every single turn is actually going to make this take a lot longer. I'm going to take Claw. I'm going to try and thin down my deck using the Glowing Rock until I'm just playing Claws every single turn. That's my goal, I guess. Which also means that almost every single time I'm offered the ability to destroy a card, I should. What with this new game plan? Second Claw. I think I chose the right thing to go for here. Okay. It's fine. Enemy's dead. Cobalt Leak. Apply 3 lock on. Oh, Cobalt Leak. Coolant Leak. Close enough, I guess. Charge battery? I don't really want extra energy in later turns, but I do want more defensive cards. Angry Boy. Angry Bot, sorry. Upgraded to become innate. At the start of your turn, add a claw card into your hand. Is that going to work? Return null, remove your next orb. Okay, so it's just a bunch of damage, but you completely remove an orb. Cool. I'm going to take a strength potion here. Okay. The problem with Angry Bot depends on how it functions. We'll see, we'll see. Hologram's nice. Another claw for me. Speaking of another claw for me, actually I should probably go zap. Hologram zap, no. No, it's important to build up those claws, but also I do want to play as much defense as is humanly possible here. I should also probably be using this, so could have done 2 more damage already. I also don't actually want to exhaust cards from my deck here, just because the sentries are going to be really mean. Like, my whole deck will just become dazed. So we get a claw every turn now, right? Will those claws have all of the extra damage from the claws that I've already played this combat? No, it won't. Yeah. See, we've got one with 11 and then one with 5. That's what I was worried about. So instead of just having to keep track of one incrementing number, now you have to keep track of many. Lame. All right, 25% chance we live. Bow, bow. I really did want to go for all those elites. That's literally my first elite, by the way. It's not like we bit off more elites than we can chew. We just died really early. We didn't really get many defensive options offered to us earlier, and focused on our offensive options first. It also probably didn't help that, like, defense. These were great. If we had Angry Boy innate, that would have been really helpful there. Probably actually could have made our way through with that. But for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Modded. We're going to play a game with the Defect next episode. I want to get some of those Jedi mods and Strawberry Spire added cards. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, by the way. There's a playlist in the description down below with all my content on this game, past, present, and future, as well as a link to a Steam collection, what with all the mods that currently exist in the Steam Workshop in it that have been featured over the course of this series, past, present, and future. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.